ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another fantastic weekend of Formula 1 racing here on the EGL Extreme Gaming League. I'm Tipsy Bob, and joining me on the mic is my trusty sidekick and my good friend, Dad Bats. Covering all the action today, we're going to be covering everywhere from Monaco, Singapore, Abu Dhabi, and Bahrain, all across the world, all across the country. We have a full grid lined up, some of the best talent around the world. We have plucked them from all corners of the earth to give you some of the greatest racing experience footage you'll ever see in your lifetime. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the EGL. There we go, once and all the cars are all lining up on the grid. They're all getting ready. The drivers will be focusing on their first corner. Are they going to take it? What are they going to do? Is they going to go deep? Are they going to go? Who knows? Let's take it out, away we go! DRS is still active, and if Timo wants to get this moved on, he's gonna need to use this DRS zone, because I have a feeling... Oh no, Timo, cancel the crusher in the distraction zone! My price to mount up another overtake on 23 trademark. This is Ryan's trademark.
And Timo are oh, he hits the pit! Oh no! Oh my god, this so sorry, control myself. So Timo
I wouldn't be gonna penalty too, so they can stand at the back together again. Just like Timo likes it.
How many times? Did you see how many times Timo tried to get into the pit?
Hello ladies and gentlemen, you're joining us for another round of Tier 1 TSRL. This time we're at Spa, and joining me in the commentary booth is Icewind. Hello, sir.
Chief, and good evening, viewers.
Yeah, so we have a pretty solid lineup for you guys today. We're just sitting in the lobby, just finalizing the drivers who will be contending for the victory today in Spa. And I'm just going through some of these names, and every time I look at them, it's just like a who's who list of aliens, pretty much. Everybody in this grid is very competent, I would say. I mean, you do have guys that might struggle to get points, like Jesse or whatever, but overall, I mean, majority of these guys are capable of a win, so who knows what we'll get today. But yeah, Spa, what a great track. I mean, we've had EGL have been running Spa all week, and we've had some really great races. Spa always wanted to throw up some unique racing situations, and we were just talking before the stream about the chances of rain. We've seen it feature in many races this week in quali or the race, and it really does throw a spanner in the works because everybody's grinding away at those dry laps, and the race session starts and you see that rain and you're just like, oh no. So yeah, I mean, we will find out in a moment or two if that's the case, as the drivers appear to be readying up. But Spa, what's your experience of Spa Ice to get?
Well, yeah, it's of course a big fan and driver favorite. It's one of the old school tracks that we still have left, where we have plenty of fast corners, good overtaking spots, and yeah, it's sort of a very different track to compare to what are the modern Tilke tracks, or whatever you want to call them. But yeah, this is definitely a big fan favorite, and pretty much everybody loves racing here. If somebody disagrees with me, you're an infidel. But yeah, it's an awesome track, and we're about to witness the best of 2 SRL on this track.
Yeah, and if the tier 2 race was anything to go by, I mean, we're going to see some very rapid lap
And it's
times.
raining, as you said.
I can smell it. I can smell it in the air.
Pretty heavy rain as well.
So
Wets by default on everybody.
I wonder. Yeah, it's going to be
remember to
full
turn
wets,
off,
yeah.
by the way, the HUD on the stream.
Oh yeah, keep me right. Yeah, you can see there on the screen it is pretty moist out there. It's gonna be full wets, pretty much. Looks like all race. I'm guessing.
Did we have a look at the standings at all? Just to say a couple of words about that. So some idiot is leading the championship by about 40 points from Hugo, and then Copy is about 70 points from Hugo, so that's a bit of a gap. But then Danny is right on the heels of Copy with about 8 points. So yeah, Danny looking to break into that top 3.
Yeah, and he's right on the precipice. I mean, he just needs to sort out his race consistency. He does tend to get himself into awkward situations, shall we say. But yeah, he's got the pace to be right up there with Hugo and Samediad and Hugo being the benchmark, really. But the margins are small, and we're seeing drivers starting to head on track. Alex Burbo being the first one, of course, on wet tires. So let's see how bad these conditions really are as we join Alex.
Full wets at least.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty sketchy. Rouge is going to be, yeah, it's going to be fun to go for it. Pretty scary for the drivers, fun for us viewers who can sit in the comfort of our homes just watching this. Yeah, it's it's something else. I mean, yeah. Even in the dry, Rouge is pretty scary, but wet conditions, it's just adds another level to that altogether.
Yeah, and just to mention it to the viewers that this is of course a no assist tier, so no traction control or ABS or anything like that to help you out here. So you'll have to bring the car out only on your own. Yeah,
and something I picked up Terra and Timo's stream yesterday at Tier 1, they were saying really the rain is the great equalizer. I mean, it really relies on driver skill rather than any kind of setup advantages you may have acquired throughout the week in preparation for this. and Alex Burbo making his way through Poo on there. Just this outlap's really about just testing the grip levels, you know, seeing what kind of lines are going to work for you. You only get one chance at this, and it's really very much a guessing game. And there you see him just putting a wheel on the curb, and that can be a bit dicey if you get on the throttle too early. And also track limits are going to be a big feature in this race as well, I would imagine. But the
Looks
rain
to be very slippy out there. I was just watching Alex Burbo there, and he on 6th gear he got wheel spin still.
Yeah, and you can just see from his POV, the rain is bucketing down, as they would say over in these parts of the world.
We don't have information. What's the race weather gonna be like? So we're gonna have to wait for that information. But yeah, Fox is actually gone out on inters.
Okay.
And he's really struggling out there. So I don't think that's the right call at this point in time.
I wonder if that indicates that it might dry for a session. But yeah, I'm on with Alex Burbo. Out of turn 1, he's all over the show as he tries to get the throttle down as early as possible. And that would have cost him some time as he heads for a ridge. Let's join him on board. Managed to navigate it quite cautious there, I would say. But you do need to be quite cautious if you want to survive a wet lap.
We had just to put it out there, we had a wet quali in SLR Tier 1 yesterday as well, and I think the pole was, what was it, 51.8 or something?
Yeah, I think that's right, yeah.
That was by Gary OC, but those were intermediate conditions. It is at the moment full wets.
Of course,
we're trying to find that out though, and I'm not sure
yeah,
if it's a wet race as well.
hopefully one of the drivers can give us a bit of feedback in chat. But yeah, hello to the guys in chat there. I see we're getting some good feedback already. Sonny and Owen, looking forward to this. Tilda as well in chat, so thanks for joining us. Hopefully we get a good race today. I think we will, if looking at this lineup. Alex Burbo making his way. Is this yeah, this is through sector 3. I'm gonna butcher the corner names here, but this one is yeah, I don't know this one.
Stavelo, yeah, out of Stavelo into the back straight, and then approaching the, well, in dry conditions anyway, easy flat Blanchimon. Let's see what Alex Burbo can do here. And just a slight lift there. Oh, and he almost loses it as well. And yeah,
Nice save.
How
Nice
treacherous
save.
it is.
Wonder if he's gonna stay on this lap. No, he pulls off to the side. Let's Pixel by. Pixel is gonna be the first across the line.
Time,
yeah. So what time will Pixel have on the board? It's a 1:57.1. So Alex Burbo 2:02 there as he struggles. Timo, oh, Timo DNF'd. Oh, and
what has happened? They've crashed at Blanchimon. There's somebody else there as well, isn't there?
yeah, who is that?
It's Jesse. It's Jesse.
Jesse.
So, yeah, extremely treacherous conditions. You can't take Blanchimon flat out, apparently, so it is very wet out there at the moment.
Yeah, so Timo is out of the session, unfortunately for him. Looks like he might have had it coming together with Jesse.
Yeah, these times are definitely saying that it's very wet out there because they're about 4 seconds from what Hugo and Wow did yesterday in SLR quali.
Is somebody across the line 1:55.4, so these times are already starting to come down. But that pretty much tells you where this track is at the minute. Very, very, very wet, treacherous conditions.
If anybody of the drivers is actually listening to the stream as well, can you give us some information about the race weather?
Yeah, maybe Timo's about there, seeing as he's...
And is it gonna maybe... Is the rain gonna lighten up toward the end of the session here, or is it full wets all the way? Looks like that at the moment, at least.
Yeah, Fox is he's returned to the garage on those enders. Obviously, it wasn't working out for him, so he's got those wet tires on. As some idiot, looks like he's still on a run here, and you can just see how much he is struggling with the wheel here. He's having a lot of input there just to correct the car as he comes across. Triton pulls out of the way nicely, and just everywhere the car just wants to get loose. Oh,
up in sector 1.
We've got Timo. Thank you, Timo. He's confirming it's a dry race.
Right. Yeah, what happened to you, Timo, is we saw you go off at Blanchimon, but not quite sure what happened there. Or rather, we saw your car on the map there, but some idiot approaching the sector 2 split, and it is 2/10 up. So he's improving. Oh, it's so slippy.
Yeah, he's really trying to
Finding
find
the car every corner.
Yeah, he's trying to find a limit here, but I mean, it just one tiny mistake can be very costly here. As he lifts quite a lot for Blanchimont.
Blanchimont, yeah. Tipsy Bob is a little bit in the way, but I think that was okay.
And we've got a Haas off at it's Danny Coe is off. Looks like he's had an issue at a Rouge. He's at the DRS sign there. He has managed to save the car, but there is massive damage on his car. So currently P3.
This yesterday as well in quali.
Yeah, this is what we were saying at the start of the stream there, but he does have a time on the board, so at least he has that. It's not a bad time.
Amelia did not manage to improve there. He ended up about 2/10 down across the line. So no improvement on that lap, and Hugo I think is about to complete his first timed lap to the final chicane and onto the main straight and just dancing on that throttle to get some traction in the car, and Hugo across the line and goes second with a 55.6. Just ahead of Wow by 2/100ths of a second.
Owen is saying, you got this, mate. Everyone dies. Turn 1, you slide through to first. I can see it. So, premonition there from Owen. We'll have to keep an eye on that. See if that transpires during the race. But yeah, Hugo and some idiot. Pretty much the benchmark for greatness right now. These guys are on form, and it's showing here in these wet conditions.
I'm following Fox here, who's yet to set a time. He's out there on the full wets now. He tried on the inters at the first attempt, but that didn't really bring him anything. Wow goes fastest, yeah.
That's a Wow lap right there from Wow 125, 155.3. So that is the time to beat right now. And Noel, it looks like Noel's considering inters. He has them on in the garage. Is he going to go out on inters? I don't think it's a wise move personally, but...
Oh, it's definitely raining too hard. Fox invalidated his lap out of Blanchimont. He went wide there. Yeah, he's really struggling out there. Who is that behind him actually? That's Terror. Terror going across the line into P7.
Oh, nice. Nicely done. Yeah, we've seen Terror. He's on the pad and he's slowly getting up to the speed he would have been at on the wheel. Saw that last week. I think he got a P5 in the end, or the week before maybe.
Oh yeah, and race winner in SLR, right? So
yeah.
Terror is good to see him back on track as well. Of course, doing comms all the season, but yeah.
Yeah, on same pad with no assist. What? That's insane. It is indeed. I mean, I don't know how you find enough. There's so many buttons and triggers and what have you to
few examples of that, like Tier 1 champion Speedy, for example. But
yeah,
Speedy is not driving today.
Saw a Merc in the background there having a bit of an issue. I think that was Noel.
Inters are not working out for him.
Yeah, and I think he might have impeded. He might have impeded Nicholas, as he looks like he's on a hot lap right now. But yeah, definitely enters. I mean, maybe it was worth a risk gamble, but I mean, look at these conditions. You can
just raining way too hard.
You can visually see, yeah, and there's no real dry line appearing. You can see a little bit of a dry line trying to make its way onto the track, but yeah, he's just absolutely just creeping onto the throttle. You can see he's no confidence at all in the car. But Fox here, is he going to actually get a lap in? It looks like he's on a valid lap here. Whether or not it's a good one, we're about to find out.
Takes Blanchimont flat, a little bit of a wobble there on the exit.
Yeah, brave man is Fox there. And we're about to see him cross the line. I think it's going to be a 56. Yeah.
6'9", yeah, 10th.
So he is P10 at the minute. Not too bad, yeah. So all these guys are going to start the race on fresh tires. So that's going to add another interesting element to this race.
Expect just about everybody to start on the softs because you kind of it's the better strategy if you get an early safety car. And what is happening out there in it's Danico lifting to get out of the way, I guess. Yeah,
A couple of other drivers we haven't mentioned it. Legend, he is SLR Tier 2, well known to that tier. He's one of the faster guys there, but he joins this league and he's no assists, which is very credit to him for that. And he's P6 at the minute, so he obviously he's able to convert that assisted pace to no assists. Bance as well, P7. Currently in the garage.
Legend only was using line before, so it's not such a big leap, I think. But
yeah, and he peels off into the pits.
But yeah, but you're right. Actually, Bance is in great position, and I think last week they also had a scrap with Terror in Hungary, so looks like it's gonna be a repeat of that today. Trying to pick up Tipsy Bob, I think, is about to cross the line on his next lap. See what he can do. Very slippy out of the final corner. I think Tipsy's gonna improve, but is it gonna jump? Ooh, up to P10 even. That's
nice lap from Tipsy.
Not a bad lap from Tipsy at all.
Yeah, I know. I was speaking to him after yesterday's race. Now, he has been known to struggle in the wet conditions, but he said he's starting to get a handle on it. So, yeah, worth keeping an eye on. Tipsy Bob finished P9 yesterday in a very tough field. Pixel as well is a guy who I've noticed has made big improvements. Just as he, yeah.
You guys were like P9, 10 and 11 yesterday, right? Battle for Ireland.
Yeah, but I think Gary OC is just dominating.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him actually. I mean, probably. Well, I think Pixel is pretty young as well, but I was just thinking that maybe he's excluded by age or something. Oh, and Nicola is just getting it all wrong in ready on.
I think Fox as well improved there to P8, which is a nice lap from him.
Yep.
Triton
Copy is on a lap as well, 3/10 up.
Okay, we'll follow Copy. Has someone behind him there, but I don't think Copy is. He's got the pace that he's not going to hold you up too much if he's in front of you.
Terror is on an out lap.
Yeah, and another guy I want to keep an eye on is Triton. He's a very fast driver, so he's currently P14, but he's on a lap, so hoping to make some improvements so he can start further up the field. And he's making his way to Blanchimont. Let's see if he lifts. He does not. What a brave man that guy is.
Before 10th up.
Yeah.
And Triton is gonna cross the line before him, so we'll see what he does first. It's 56.3 up to P7 for Triton.
Good job there. And Pixel, yeah, across the line, he's 56 flat, so he's P5. Nice lap.
That is surprising. Yeah, but as you said, Pixel has improved quite a lot lately. And then Copy coming across the line, let's see what he does. It's gonna be a 56 flat, just behind Pixel there.
Yeah, and look at that. Look who's reclaimed that top spot. It's some idiot. 154. He's got into the 54. His first driver to do so. 54.9. So I wonder if the track's improving or some idiots just found some extra pace out there.
Probably improving a little bit toward the end here, but Danny gets a big big moment in Blanchimont, but keeps it pinned, and Danny was 7/10 up, so let's see what Danny can do. Just the final corner to go, and then power down toward the line, and he goes P3.
Nice lap. Remember, he's got WoW 125 is about to cross the line as well, just behind Danny. Is he going to improve?
Marginally up, let's see.
55.1.
Improves a 10th, but it's not enough. But Hugo is 4/10 up into Sector 1 alone. 4/10.
Let's go on board with him.
Hugo is on a flyer here.
Yeah, he's in Sector 2. This part of the track is quite tricky to navigate in the dry.
And it's invalid.
Yeah, that looked a bit cruel though. It looked like he still had a tire on the track there, but...
Yeah, it's so easy to invalid there in No Name in this year's game, so Hugo's gonna have to... he's gonna have time for at least another run if he has enough fuel. So I think he's fine for another run. Which might not be that bad actually, because I think the track will be at its best at the very, very last moment.
Yeah, because even with these wet conditions, the track evolution is still a thing.
Yeah.
So there will be a bit of extra time to begin through that alone.
Immediate actually, I think might be improving here on his latest attempt, but he Yes, but was that invalid then? I guess it was invalid. Weird, the track map didn't show red to me, but he did a 54.7, but I think it was invalid then.
Yeah, I'm seeing some changes in time, so I'm finding it hard to keep up with this here, but I think,
Yep.
was it, who did I see there? Pixel cross the line there? Actually, Pixel's now dead.
He's retired in the pits, I think.
Retired in the pits. Okay, so I think it might be Terror might have improved there, so he had Legend down to P9. Oh, and we have a car off. It's just as I said his name. I uttered his name.
Top of Radeon, yeah.
Obviously pushing just a little bit too hard, but who have we got on a lap at the minute? I'm seeing a few drivers crossing the line. I've got a Merc. Is it Noel? Yeah, Noel's crossed the line. Oh,
Keeping an eye on Hugo here, who is 5/10 up into Sector 1 again. Hugo is on a flyer here. Let's see if he can keep it together on this lap. Hugo, of course, well, probably overall the fastest guy, I would say, in this game so far in 2SRL and SLR. Some idiot, of course, challenging him, but Hugo has been very, very fast in this game.
Well, Alex Burbo won P4 there, so Hugo down to P5, so this lap is going to be vital for his starting position in the race. Nice and tidy for that chicane into Sector 3 here.
It's gonna be fast, I think. Second up, 1 second up.
1 second up, my word. Oh, and he goes wide, and it's still valid. He must have
got away with that. He lifted just enough to do that, but he's probably lost at least 3/10 there or something like that.
Oh, and some idiot puts in a 54.8, so he's able to improve further on his pull time. But as Hugo, locks up into bus stop, is he going to be able to carry enough speed through? Oh, this is going to be tight.
I think it's gonna be pole for Hugo. Yeah, it is 54.5 and improves by 1.1 seconds.
Yeah, he just what a lap from Hugo, even with that lock up there and that running wide in Sector 3, puts it on pole.
Wow is also improving by a little bit less than 3/10, so he might threaten some idiot here. Some traffic here.
I think Danico as well. Danico across the line, P3. So good job from him.
55 flat for Danny.
It's going to be down to WoW 125 whether or not he can gain some time here and potentially put himself.
I think he did.
Yeah.
P2 for him.
He's on the front row. Well done to WoW. Nice lap there. So some idiot down to P3. Who would have thought it? I thought that pole was pretty concrete, but yeah, these guys are rapido.
Indeed, and yeah, Alfa Romeo boys in strong position once again. They are leading the team championship at the moment as well. So strongest overall team also in this qualifying session. And that bounce into P5 as well. Where did that come from? I'd missed that.
Yeah, he still got it. He definitely still has it, but yeah, I'm just
Let's hope he can actually. I really pray here that he can keep it on track, because Bantz is one of those guys that have actually got me back to sim racing as well. So yeah, it's nice to see Bantz up there as well, and let's hope he can bring it home in the race.
Yeah, I think that Bantz. I mean, he has a thing about Spa. Like I've from memory, I've seen him. Yeah, do very well in Spa. Previously, he was in EGL, one of the tournaments as well, right up at the front. Yeah, but I'm just looking at chat here. Owen's giving me some tips on the camera work, and I do apologize, but yeah, my keyboard's too far away from me right now, so I'm being a bit lazy. So apologies for that, but I will try and be gentle on the eyes when switching between cars. As we are, yeah, it's blue skies, thankfully. We've got a dry race ahead of us, according to Timo. And the drivers right now are just thinking about their strategies, and as you say, the soft medium probably is going to be the main strategy.
I would expect that to be. Yeah.
You might get some guys at the back.
Just because of the pretty high safety car chance, I think, on the early laps, and if that happens, you can basically slap the hards on even on lap 1 and get to the end. We saw Hugo do that in Rapid Racers this week.
Yeah, former Chris, hello, how's it going? Just pointing out about setups. Yeah, I wonder if the guys in the quali were using wet setup or they. I'm sure they would have went for a dry setup, maybe a little
I
tweak
mean,
here or there.
I would argue that there's probably not that much of a difference between those setups. You can do like a few tweaks, but I drove basically with a dry setup in Austria, and it was brilliant in the wet as well. So I think the difference is less than people would generally imagine.
So let's have a run down the order. We've got Hugo in pole. Wow125 joins him on the front grid in the Renault P2. Summit P3. Danny Coe P4 and Bance P5. So yeah, as you said there, Bance with a absolute solid performance in the wet. How's he going to do in the dry? What's his race pace like? We're about to find out.
Bance definitely nice to see him up there. He's maybe been struggling a little bit in this game, not practicing that much, but P5 today in quali, and that's definitely more like the old Bance that we want to see here. And yeah, going down the order, then we have Alex Burbo, also a fast guy in the Red Bull. Then Copy P7, Pixel P8, also good qualifying from Pixel and Terror in P8 and 9, and then Legend in P10. And just to mention it, Chief, we were guessing that most of the people would start on softs, but actually quite a few people on the mediums in the top 10.
Yeah, I just spotted that actually. I just put up the tire information there, and it is quite a spread there, yeah, for the top 10.
Hugo, Samidia, Danny, Alex, Burbo, Copy, and Legend on mediums.
I actually thought some of the guys at the back might go for this alternate strategy, but no, it's the guys at the front, so that's a bit of a surprise. But yeah, I mean,
if you don't get a safety car, it's a really good strategy, I would say. But we'll just have to see what happens, I guess.
Yeah, we have seen a number of safety cars throughout the week. It is Spa, it is quite easy to lose it. But this is Tier 1 to SRL, so maybe they're just banking on the quality of driving here, preventing the safety car from seeing any time on track as Hugo lines up in his grid slot. Wow125 alongside some idiot in the second row with Danny Coe. This is quite the lineup here at the front of the grid. Very much looking forward to this one. As we wait for the lights to go out, and we've got the guys at the back making their way. Jesse, the final guy at the grid. The lights are going up, and I know there's going to be a pause here, so I'll just hold my breath and just try and take in. Yep, and they're off.
Go.
This is it. Looks like Hugo has got a pretty decent start. Yeah, Wow125 alongside him. He's not quite enough alongside. Yeah, he's backed out a lot there, so down to Rouge. Is anybody going to think about a too wide situation? I would not. Wouldn't think so in the lap 1, but you never know. This is where you don't want to lose any time, and if you've got a bit of overspeed, you might put the move on as cars spread out here. And it looks like Wow125 is alongside Hugo going into this corner. I don't know what the corner name is.
Putting those softs to use, and he's through in Lake Combe, I think, on the outside into Rivage here. Is it gonna be enough? And yeah, I think Hugo is gonna have to yield here. Yep. So
yeah.
While putting those soft tires into use.
Yeah, that's critical for his strategy. I'm sure Wow125 knew that he had to get past Hugo if he wanted to make the most of these soft tires. But so far so good, and Timo and Nico at the very back, currently
side
by side for Puon. Yeah. Are they going to make it? Oh, no. A bit of contact there, but both drivers surviving. And we're seeing Bance as well on Danny Coe. Oh, and there's contact. That was tight. And I think Bance
is going to force Danny Coe on the outside there and going to make that move stick, yeah.
Yeah, nice job from Bance. Up to P4 at the moment. And Danny Coe's...
Danny's got to look to get this back on the... using a lot of battery here, because Bance is completely out of battery, so Danny is going to go on the outside and trying to brake later for the Bastard chicane, and he's on the outside here.
Ooh,
but,
and
Bance...
Yes!
Bance... So close, and Bance is going to keep it, I think.
Yeah, Bance will fight that tooth and nail, but he's going to be a bit compromised here if he's no DRS left. Actually, he's not, I see what you mean, he ran out of DRS on that lap, but he does have a good bit of DRS as Danny Coe pulls alongside and is actually in front of him.
Look at that traction out of turn
yeah,
one for Danny.
that's crazy. And he's on the soft or the harder tire compound, which is pretty interesting. There is moves going on down the field. It looks like Legend has got past Copy. Copy's dropped down a few positions here at the start.
3 seconds.
3 seconds for Nico at the back there. So, aye. Clean so far. All cars on track. No yellow flags that I.
Any damage on anybody, so it's a relatively clean start, yes.
So this track is well known for being a bit of a DRS train, and it's looking that way at the minute. I mean, the top three have got their own DRS train about to form there as we hit lap 3, where the DRS will open, and I think Terror is actually harassing Copy a little bit here.
Copy is he was struggling a little bit with pace yesterday in SLR race as well, so maybe just not found the best setup for this track for himself. Hugo trying to hang on to Wow's DRS, and is so far managing to do so. Danny is right outside of DRS of some idiot, and he's gonna have to try to deploy here, I think, to catch that DRS.
Wow, 125 with the fast lap, 145.2. We will see that come down quite a lot as DRS is enabled and will give the drivers a bit of a boost. Tipsy Bob.
Yeah, this actually out of DRS.
Oh, and there's a bit of a kerfuffle at the back here. Tipsy Bob is passed by Noel. Is down to P13.
I'm just trying to catch here because some idiot actually lost DRS, and so did Danico. So that is pretty crucial for that race at the front there, because Hugo is seemingly relatively easily hanging on to Wow's softs on those mediums. Yeah, which I suppose is not that big of a surprise. We've seen Hugo do some magic tricks in the earlier races as well.
Yeah, and there's a big fight at the back of the grid here. I mean, oh, and Wow gets a free second time penalty. We saw this in
as well.
Oh my word! So that will compromise their race. Hugo will probably get that information at some point. Oh, and Nico as well, free second time penalty. So starting to flood in.
Penalties.
Aye. It is so easy. I mean, the track limits here are quite severe, and I think Wow running wide again. It looks like he got a warning for that. Stavolo, I think, is the corner name.
Hugo relatively easily hanging on to that, and some idiot is using some battery now to catch back up to that DRS range of Hugo. Actually, now that I said it, that he's easily hanging on, he's used his entire battery to stay in there. Oh,
ice search the battle here. Tipsy Bob, it's Nicholas and Noel. Nicholas and Noel going side by side for a bus stop, and Tipsy Bob right behind him. Oh, and a bit of contact. Tipsy hitting Noel.
A bit of a brake check.
Yeah, it's a concertina effect, and Jesse getting by. As Fox picks up a time penalty himself there, so Tipsy Bob is falling down the order here, so he needs to hang on to these guys, or else he's actually getting overtaken by Timo. Oh, Timo! Oh, Timo! Almost into the barrier. I don't know what happened there. I think he got a bad exit out of the turn 1. He looked like he was alongside Tipsy at one point, and near got squeezed into the barrier. Aye.
An easy overtake for Timo though, with DRS and overtake as well.
Oh yeah, and
Fox is also good there. Yeah, so through Tipsy, both of them.
Yeah, I wonder if Tipsy got damage or something. No, I don't see damage on his car, but he's struggling here massively. The back of the grid, and
maybe overtook the tires a bit or something.
So all the action at the back, the guys at the front are just they're just being patient. And oh, Timo. He's giving me a couple of scares here. Is he? Yeah. I think it's is that No Name or the before Peon? Yeah.
Yes, that's No Name.
He had a death wiggle right there on the curb. So I think he's very eager just to. He's obviously at the very back of the grid here, but he's eager to make some moves, and it's costing him time as he tries. Actually find personally it's quite a tough track to pass on unless you have that DRS and the ERS and fuel mode and rich. But
And you still have to be relatively close. It's this game in general with the overtake button and all that stuff. You can defend even without DRS relatively well.
oh, and Timo is in the pits. He's no damage that I can see, but maybe he has a bit of yellow damage. It's not visual. He's right at the back, P18, and he is getting it from wing change. It looks like, yeah. So even though you can't see damage on it, there is possibly light yellow damage, and that can cost you big time at this track, especially. So Timo will be hoping and praying for a safety car, and looks like.
Yeah, Legend is passing Alex Burbo into for P7 there at the end of the Camel Straight, and he is up to P7. The next guy on Legend's list is Pixel on those soft tires, which probably are gonna be falling off a little bit at this point.
Yeah, at the start of the Grand Prix, you feel like an absolute champ, and then it gets to this part of this phase of the race, and you're going, uh-oh, these guys behind me look pretty pacey on these mediums. And yeah, Keyboard Maxon joined us in chat saying, how is Gammon doing? As you can see, it is top Gammon today. These guys are on.
And a race winner from this track earlier this week.
Oh, Noel's had an issue. Noel is off. Noel is off quite bad. He's rolling across the track.
Nico as well.
Aye. So I wonder, they a bit of contact there. No safety car.
I don't think so, because Noel was like way up the road there. So yeah, I didn't see what happened there. It's possible that there was some kind of contact.
But yeah, WoW is he's going to be conscious of that gap behind and the fact that these softs. He's done well to hold off the charge of Hugo right now, but that 3-second time penalty he picked up is going to be massive, especially in the strength of field.
He's going to be on the mediums versus these guys softs at the end of the race, so yeah, it's not an enviable position for him, but doing relatively well, because these three guys have run away a little bit. Danny is about 2 seconds away from some idiot at the moment, and he's towing along Bance in P5, so Bance is still doing pretty well.
And yeah, it seems like at the front there's quite a train there, but at the back there's a lot of battling going on between these guys. Fox at the minute is on the back of Triton on the back of Jesse, and Nicholas at the head of this train.
And there's Pixel trying a little bit up the road. Pixel, Legend, Alex Burbo, and Copy, and Terror as well. Oh, another 3 seconds. Yep.
So I gotta ask, what lap do you think WoW is gonna peel into the pits on?
I do at least 2 more laps, I think. So it's lap 8 or. I mean, if fresh softs, you can maybe do 9 laps or something, but I don't think they're gonna be in the best of shapes. He is probably gonna try to extend this a little bit and maybe just hang in the DRS of these guys if they finally do overtake him here, because I would expect the mediums to start overtaking the softs in performance right about now.
And you can see here Hugo is 0.5 behind. Is he gonna mount a charge here? Hugo 57% ERS. WoW 40%, so WoW deployed quite late there. He must have waited until he's seen Hugo deploy, and he's able to just use enough just to hold off Hugo for this lap. Oh, and Legend.
P4. Yep,
sorry, Legend passed Pixel, and it looks like Alex Barbo as well is going to try and go around the outside.
Oh, and Pixel gets it all wrong in like
He did well to stay ahead there, but I think Alex Burbo maybe backed out a little bit. He didn't know which way Pixel was going to end up there. So fair play to Alex Burbo.
Indeed, Pixel not enjoying those soft tires at the moment. He's just sliding all over the track at the moment. And there's a bit of a battle at the back there as well. Triton gets past Fox, I think. Or was he actually ahead of him? I'm not sure.
Ooh, and he had a looked like a bit of a wiggle. He is coming under pressure here from Fox. Fox trying to go run outside, but try and able to own the racing line there and keep the position. Oh, and there's a car off behind us. Jesse, he ran into the gravel, and Tipsy Bob says, thank you very much, I'll have that. P14 for Tipsy Bob. And
Field is pretty close still, I would say.
yeah,
The gaps
it's
are not that big.
lots of battles playing out here. It's great stuff. Hard to keep up with, but great stuff, yeah.
Only 15 seconds from the leader to P15, so that is the gaps are quite small.
Oh, and who's that? Jesse in the pits, but I'm going to go up here with Hugo. Hugo again, 0.5 behind Wall 125, and he's got some idiot right behind him. 0.1 behind, but of course Hugo will have
Go for
DRS.
it now, maybe. He's gonna side, showing his nose in there, I guess, for WoW, but chooses not really commit for that move on this lap. He kinda had to though, because some idiot was so close to him. So
Yeah, somebody had a lot of overspeed there. Somebody had just shown himself in Hugo's mirrors and just trying to put him off his game. Just while we have a wee bit of a lull here, I've got a couple of messages in chat in, I believe it's Finnish. So
they're asking me how many league races have I commentated today. It's just 1.5 so far. This is the second one.
just
LOR with
1.5. Yeah, and crew
Keyboard
chief.
Magnussen earlier, and then 2 SRL tier 1 now.
And a bit of crew chief in there as well in the mix. Fox time penalty and
Oh.
3 seconds for him. At
It's a full-time job, like sitting on the computer, doing something related to F1 game for the past 6 hours or something.
It's dedication for you right here. Oh, and somebody, yeah, is rapid right now. I mean, is he going to go for a move here on Hugo, or is he going to be happy enough? Hugo defending the inside line, and somebody going around.
Wow, pits.
Oh, and somebody is able to get alongside, but Hugo getting a better exit there. So Hugo is going to come under a lot of pressure. Hugo has DRS on this straight, but not the one that's going to be vital to hold off the charge here. And somebody is looking in a really good position to take this lead. As wow, I'm trying to see where he comes out. Looks like it's going to be around about P9, yeah.
Danny is in a very frustrating spot because he's been like half a second away from DRS the entire race.
Yeah, somebody gets past.
Somebody's gonna go for it now. Yeah, easy pass. So taking the lead of the race. Wow, of course, pitted, and let's see where he actually ended up. He ended up in P9, and he's got about 4 seconds of clean air ahead of him, and I would expect Fox and Terror to also pit probably this lap already, so he's got a lot of clean air ahead of him to actually make that undercut work on those mediums.
So vital for Hugo right now to hold on to some idiot if he wants to contest this win. Otherwise, some idiot will just run away. And someone pointed out in chat earlier, some idiot is currently on a 3-race win streak, which is super impressive in Tier 1 to SRL.
Especially considering who are all these guys he's racing: Hugo, Danico, Wow, Copy. Yeah, all very, very fast guys in this game.
Yeah, and I can see
and well, in sim race, I'm not gonna even say this game, just overall. Vance picks up 3 seconds.
3 second penalty. Terror as well. I can see why he stayed out on those softs, because he's able to keep up with Copy. He's within the 1 second range, so able to milk as much DRS as possible. He is peeling into the pits. That will be the lap 10. That's probably about the extent of these. Ooh.
He like grazed the wall there on the.
Yeah. He is on the limit. Is Terror today? Great to see. From the man himself. Wow, now making his way past these two guys in the pits, Fox and Terror. So Wow up to P7, Vance P8.
But Tipsy, because he's lost about 3 seconds to Jesse somehow. So I don't know. Tipsy must have had a bit of an incident somewhere.
And that worked out nicely for Terror. Terror in P9 now with these mediums. So he's let's see, the third guy to pit who went on to mediums there in P9. So he's fresh tires. All P1 to P6 still to pit. So they'll be wanting just to nail these laps. They're going to be basically some hot lapping going on here. And Danny Coe is falling back a little bit further
Yep.
from Hugo.
He's in the awkward position because he's definitely had to push the entire race on his own. He didn't really get DRS at all, and some idiot and Hugo has just been chilling in WoW's DRS. They're now stretching their legs a little bit. And WoW is actually, I'm just having a look at the gap here to the front, and WoW is not really making any headway to some idiot on those fresh mediums. The gap is about 17.7 seconds, so he's actually lost a tenth this lap. Gonna have to have a look at the lap time quickly. So some idiot has set a 45.5, Hugo a 45.6, and WoW is just about to cross the line in a few seconds, I think. And he's gotta do a 45.5, so he's pretty much matching the pace of some idiot at the moment. But the difference is that some idiot is on 10-lap-old mediums, and WoW is on fresh ones. So it just proves that some idiot and Hugo really have a lot of pace.
Oh, with a yellow flag, it's Nico. He's in
Yep.
Sector 2 at a moment there. I think a poo on maybe. So he is struggling big time.
Who is Elias E? I never know these people. So are you somebody from LOR? And they're doing the right conclusions in the chat.
Nah, not like this. Not like this. No, Ice is...
I'm a better comment. Well, I wouldn't really say I'm a really good commentator either, but
You're a
better commentator than a racer anyway.
That means you're the amazing, absolutely amazing commentator. So.
No. It's Fuchs, okay. Yeah, sucks, whatever.
Pixel doing a good job here of holding on to the back of Terror. He's, like I said at the start of the race, has found some great pace recently, and currently in P10. As long as he can hold on to Terror, he can use some of Terror's pace and just kind of manage his ERS. Terror is, Terror is 5.6 behind Bance, and it has been around about there since they came out of the pits, so he's not gaining massively. He does have 1 lap younger tires than Bance, so that is a bit of an advantage for Terror, but yeah, we'll keep an eye on that gap. The gaps are they're kind of playing out a bit now. The race is settling down a bit, but we of course have the first 6 P1 to P6 still have to pit, and there's another yellow flag in Sector 2. It's Noel at the back again. He's actually facing the wrong way, I believe. Yes, he's facing the wrong way, so he needs to be careful he doesn't get...
a bit of a mare.
Yeah, lucky he didn't get disqualified there, but Hugo up front, keeping this gap to some idiot. And that's exactly what he needs to do. Just keep the pressure on.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just keeping an eye on the gap from some idiot to WoW, and WoW has gained about a half a second after the pit stop on the leaders, but it's still not really a lot. So I think this is pretty much in the bag for Hugo and some idiot once they put those softs on. That's what it's looking like. Because I think the pit stop is about it's about 18 seconds or something like that here. So they should come out right about where WoW is at the moment.
Yeah, and WoW with that 3-second time penalty is going to play a huge part in his final race position.
Immediate and Hugo, neither of them have a single warning yet even. So.
Yeah, it's quite amazing actually when you think about it, going that fast without... Oh, and Danny Coe is in the pits? What is that about?
He's thinking about an undercut here, I think, just to maybe catch these front guys. But he was about 3.7 seconds away, so he's gonna have to pull something quite incredible here to do that. But
yeah, worth a gamble, I guess. Yeah, he's nothing to lose.
Yeah, but it's gonna be 10 laps on those softs. I think that's gonna be well, they're not gonna be great at the end. Let's say it like that. So at least according to my testing, it of course depends a little bit on setup and stuff, but it's about 7% a lap tire wear on the softs. So yeah, we'll we'll see what Danny can do toward the end of the race. So he comes out about 4.5 seconds behind Wow.
Yeah, and we will see that time probably close pretty rapidly over the next few laps. Formula Chris is saying he had 65% wear on 8 laps after quali.
Yeah.
So these are
about
fresh
right.
tires, so they probably will be okay, but they will fall off quite badly. And Copy as well, 3-second time penalty. That's unusual from him to see a time penalty.
Unusual from Copy. So
Oh, and there's another one. They're starting to flood in here. That bans another 3 seconds, so Terror will be. I know they're all in VC together, so I wonder if Terror is aware of that. We'll certainly drive him on.
actually, I wonder when Copy has last got a 3-second penalty. I can't even remember. Like he never gets those, but yeah.
It could
So
be.
Vance has already 2. Just keeping some sort of track here.
Oh, and there's a change up front. Yeah, Hugo in the pits. So Hugo going for the undercut on some idiot.
I think it's this is about when you really want to pit. Some idiot usually, like, just my own analysis really, but he always tends to go for those overcuts instead of undercuts. So let's see, Wow on the main straight and Hugo coming out of the pits. I think just about behind Wow. He's not gonna get DRS here though.
And look at the gap to Danny though. Danny has made that undercut work. It's 2 seconds, 1.9.
But he's still in that awkward window because he's not gonna get DRS again. So he's almost made it work, I would say. The gap was about 3.7, I think, before the pit stop. So he's gained about 1.7 or something with that undercut. But I don't think he's gonna be able to catch Hugo here.
Yeah, it's a big ask. It is a big ask. And oh, Pixel, Fox.
But yeah, as you said, he is probably, Hugo was reacting to Danny here because you see that Danny's basically gained 1.7 seconds in 1 lap. Yeah, sorry, you were saying.
No, I just saw Fox and Pixel switch positions there. So Pixel, it doesn't appear that he's enjoying these mediums too well.
Oh, yeah. He's dropped off the back of Terra and now behind Fox as well.
Yeah, he was much more comfortable on those soft tires, but these mediums, he needs to get his head down, get the groove, or he's going to fall out of the points. He's currently P10. He's got Nicholas right behind him on equal amount of laps on those medium tires. So
yeah, Chief Hugo really getting a move on here. He set the purple middle sector on this lap, so he's pushing hard some idiot into the pit. So I think Hugo might actually make that undercut work here because he's gonna get DRS here from Wow as well.
Yeah, Copy staying out as well on those mediums. Interesting.
Is that like gambling for a safety car or something?
Danny Coe getting the fastest lap there. Saw that pop up on the screen, so he is pretty rapid at the minute.
Danny is gonna be within DRS of some idiots here. That is interesting because Hugo's now gonna clear Wow for sure. And some idiot will still have to do that. So this is Hugo's chance to actually break away in this race.
Yeah. On my screen is saying Hugo is on 0 lap sauce, but that can be right. He's had 1 lap on those, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's, I don't know why it does that, but after the pit stop it shows you like 0 laps for 1 lap after the first lap, so it's actually 1 lap I think now. It's just another visual bug.
Yet another one to add to the list, but look at this.
I think Danny is on 1 lap all tires and he's definitely already done 2 laps at least. This is the 3rd lap he's done doing on the softs.
Oh, Danny went wide, we saw that, yeah.
I saw that.
Just pushing a little too hard, and that's undone all the work he's just kind of, you know, put in that car today, so hopefully he can keep his cool and just keep driving and keep the track limits at bay for the rest of this race.
Hugo is just deploying now to catch Copy here to get DRS on the main straight because some idiot is still stuck behind Wow. And this is crucial for Hugo's race. This is his chance to break away from some idiot. And he is so far actually managing to do that, I think.
Yeah, Copy in the pits there. Yellow flag sector 2, I think that's Nico again. 43.8, wow. There you go, that's how you do it, guys.
Lap in the race, but yeah, And this has actually worked out well for Danny because he's gonna be in this train now. But it might be a little bit too far back. Some idiot is gonna clear WoW here on the Camel Straight DRS and doesn't really have to deploy. And Danny is just too far back to make that move, I think. Trying to send it, but that's not really possible.
Yeah, this is going to hurt him. This Sector 2 behind WoW. WoW getting another free second. You saw him flick out there. Just, oh, it's so easy to do that. And picks up another free second time penalty. But yeah, Danny Co is... He's going to lose some time here, isn't he?
Yeah, and Danny and WoW are both on 2 penalties now. So the race for P3 here is still very much on. It's basically between WoW and Danny for P3. Bantz is about 8 seconds down the road, so he's not going to be a part of that battle, I think. And Bantz is going to become under pressure by Legend in a few corners, I think.
I was just about to say that, yeah, and Copy as well on those fresh sauce. So there's how many laps left? 7 laps left in this race. So
6 seconds away. I don't think he's going to be able to make that.
Oh, I don't know. A Copy, wouldn't put it past him. We'll see.
Just what I've seen today from him, maybe not, but we'll see.
Yeah, of course he does have that. He has that time penalty as well. I think that Bantz has 1 time penalty. I don't think Legend has any penalties, so he's looking pretty good for P5 right now.
Legend has 1 warning.
Somebody with another fast lap, 43.5. So he's laying the gauntlet down here. He's not giving up in this race win.
Okay, so. That's a ridiculous lap time in a race, I think, but and he is actually, like, as I say that, some idiot has caught up to Hugo's DRS. That is absolutely crucial for his race, and he's done it. Danny is gonna actually go for WoW here on the Camel Straight with DRS easy.
Yeah, it gets moved on. Legend as well on Bantz in the same spot, just behind.
Yep.
So Legend pass Bantz. Bantz not putting up too much of a fight there. He can't really afford to do so.
For Bantz, it's crucial to try and maybe hang on here, but I don't think he's gonna be able to do that. But even if he gets a little bit of tow from Legend, it's gonna help against Copy toward the end of the race here.
And there is a battle going on here for P11. It's Alex Burbo and Pixel once again battling for position on track. Pixel coming out on top at the moment, P11. But yeah, Alex Burbo looking pretty rapid on those softs. I think it's only a matter of time, isn't it?
Pixel is just falling on down the order on those mediums. He's just not enjoying this second stint at all. Had really good pace in the first stint, but he's lost a lot of positions here. But still, I would say good race from Pixel so far. Hang on to this crowd.
And you know, just chipping away at the back of the.
Say that he picks up a penalty.
Oh yeah, yeah. Tipsy and Timo battling away at the back here. So I guess I'll give him a bit of screen time. Let's see what Tipsy can do here as he makes his way through Stavlo and tries to get on the throttle early to get a bit of overspeed on Timo.
But we might have a battle up for the lead of the race here, if I may interrupt you with that, because some idiot is right on the back of Hugo, just 2 tenths. Going toward Rouge Radion.
This is going to be hard to hold off the charge of some idiot with DRS, Hugo ERS, and Rich fuel move.
He's basically deploying his entire battery here. And some idiot probably just going to get this done, because look at that overspeed. He's going to go for the outside, and Hugo trying to brake late on the inside there, but I think they're still side by side through the entire leg of chicane, and some idiot has to wait for another lap.
Oh, some idiot going very wide there.
Probably a warning.
Yeah, absolutely getting the maximum out of that car, but what defense from Hugo to hold on to that. I mean, most drivers probably would have conceded that move. And Terror has been passed by Nicholas. Just while we're watching that battle between Hugo and some idiot. So Terror down to P10 at the minute and about to come under pressure from Alex Burbo. So Nicholas has bought himself some time there by passing Terror and getting that P9 position. I was literally just about to say Fox has been doing quite well there in P8, and then he gets a time penalty. Formula Chris asking, can you...
Everybody there has a time penalty.
Yeah, we've got Formula Chris asking for the warnings of the top two.
No warnings for either of them. Some idiot, is he actually gone for a move there? Yes, so some idiot is somewhere past Hugo there again.
Yeah, so you're saying Hugo depleted all of his ERS there, and that's where it cost him then on that back straight. So some idiot is Sitting pretty here with 68% ERS, whereas Hugo has 17. So, and Danico as well. Look at this. He's within range of Hugo. Is he going to be able to get this DRS for the straight after Eau Rouge?
Where did Danny come from? He's gonna get DRS here. So Danny's also gonna be here. But yeah, of course Danny's got those 6 seconds worth of penalties, so he's not gonna be in a real fight for the win here.
Yeah, and Wow 125 just missing out on that DRS from Danny. So Danny.
Look at that! Hugo sending it into the
Oh!
chicane, and they come together. Oh no! Oh no!
no.
So Hugo is around, and he's gonna lose a lot of time there. I don't think he picked up any damage there. It was just the side butt contact between him and some idiot there, and that's been disastrous for Hugo.
Oh no. Oh dear, dear, dear. And you know what? Another kind of thing that happened there. Danny could get a penalty just trying to avoid that incident with Hugo as he passed him.
Yeah.
So
another 3 seconds to Danny. That might be something that can be looked at taken away, but we'll have to look at it after the race in the FIA. Legend 3 seconds as well. So the penalties are racking up right now.
yeah, it's going to be a hard one to track, but we know some idiot has no penalties at the minute. And did you say no warnings?
Yep. No warnings at all. Hugo
Wow.
has 1 warning. But Hugo now, of course, down in P4, and I think he's gonna struggle to catch up to anyone there. 6 seconds to the next guy, and we have a yellow flag. Is that
It's
Tipsy?
Tipsy Bob, yeah,
Yes.
he's off a Pouillon. So he's having a bit of a nightmare there as he clatters against the wall to get back on track. And I tell you, this is how good this race has been. I have a plate of pizza sitting in front of me, and I haven't touched it, and it smells so good, but I'm like, I don't want to start munching because the action is just
3
being...
laps to go.
Yeah, so that'll have to wait as it looks like somebody has this sealed. Danny Co. P2.
Because Danny and Wow, Danny has 9 seconds, Wow has 6 seconds, so they are no threat to some idiot at the moment.
Yeah, the closest battle on track that I'm seeing at the minute is Pixel, Triton, Terror, all fighting for P11, P10. So the last points paying position.
There on the penalties, Nick O'Lace has 1 penalty, Terror has a warning, Pixel has a penalty, Triton has 2 penalties, so Terror is actually in a pretty good position there.
Yeah, Terror may...
Again, that's Tipsy Bob returning in the pits.
Yeah, Tipsy out. Timo, now the last man at the back there. 4 seconds off Jesse and P14. This goes to show you how, like, one incident can really just put you out of this race. Because trying to catch up with this, you know, the DRS trains ahead is, yeah, it's a tall order.
I think Danny's tires have just given away now, so he's lost about a second this lap to some idiot. Hugo is still raging toward Wow here. He's gained a second of this lap toward him, but he's gonna be too far back, I think, to challenge them on track. But I think Hugo is still on course for P2 here, right?
Yeah.
Because of the penalties.
Yeah, it looks like it, and that's quite lucky actually. If you think about the championship standings, he's kind of got off the hook there a little bit with that incident he had with some idiot.
It's just unfortunate for Hugo because he was
Bants, no.
basically had the chance to win this race.
Oh, that's going to be costly. I think he already had 1 penalty, so that's 6 seconds he has. And Copy is he has closed on that gap from 6 seconds to 2.
So Bance has actually 9 seconds already.
Oh no! Oh no!
But that's a done deal for Copy at least.
So Pixel.
Maybe Legend could possibly get Wow here at the end here if he can push these last 2 laps.
Yeah, Legend's just been silently chipping away there, hasn't he? Haven't really given much screen time. Oh, and we got a move here. It looks like Pixel on Terror. Yeah, he's using DRS and got much overspeed to get that move done. So Pixel passed Terror at the minute. Wonder if Terror's not too worried about that. You know, given the time penalty situation.
Is probably poised to take P10 here still. I'm not sure what Alex Burbo has. I'm gonna have a look here quickly. So Fox has
and
12 seconds.
There's a penalty popped up for Legend as well. I don't think that's going to matter too much. I think he's. I think
It just basically means that he's not gonna get wow.
Yeah.
Oh, who is that? It's Jesse around.
Yeah, Jesse is off, so Timo no longer last. He'll be glad of that. Sigh of relief for him.
Fox, well, he's had a good race. He's got 12 seconds of penalty, so his points
Wow,
scoring
12
chance are
seconds.
gone there.
So Terra might get P9 then, maybe?
Yeah, it's looking like that at the moment. If he can hang on to that. What he's doing at the moment, tried in 3 seconds as well.
Yeah, tried not having the best of races here, but he's been in the mix at the back. Plenty of battling with Terror and those around him, but oh, and Terror locks up going into turn 1, and that's going to cost him a bit as he's still within DRS range of Pixel Head, which is crucial right now to hold off Triton's charge. Oh, and Terror gets it all wrong coming out of Eau Rouge. I think he had to lift there to avoid the track limits, and Triton alongside him, who is going to be the bravest of these two, and it looks like Terror concedes the move. Yeah.
And we're on the final lap of the race here. Some idiot is looking to extend this winning streak to 4 races, I think.
Yeah.
And just extend that gap at the lead of the championship. Hugo, with penalties, is probably gonna come home P2, P4 on track after that contact. But yeah, I think Wow is gonna take P3 here because Danny has that extra penalty.
Yeah, and look how much Hugo is closed up as well. He's got that gap down by 2 seconds, which is quite impressive. But Wow's tired, probably seen better days. But I mean, some idiot crosses the line. What a race from him! That's 4 in a row in Tour SRL Tier 1. Where would you get it? What a phenomenal drive. He did everything right. He held off the charge from Hugo. Those guys were going at it, hammer and tong, but fortunately Hugo lost out there with that incident earlier in the race. But yeah, Hugo crossing the line, P2. Wow takes up the final podium position of P3. And what do we got at the back here? Is Terra going to jump these guys and get a points paying position?
Yes, P9.
Yes, he gets P9, so nice job from him.
That Bance as well, P8. He had penalties, so he actually was 6th on track, but really nice to see Bance finishing a race and pretty much right up there as well today.
Yeah, GG to Bance. Good to see him back on track and doing well. P8, nothing to be scoffed at. I mean, a few time penalties or whatever, but it is Spa. And there's driver of the day is given by the game to Legend. But I don't know, we're going to have to try to dissect this one. I mean, there was so much going on. I just want to look at these standings and see penalties and, you know, finishing positions, because it all happened so fast.
I think I would have to, it's kind of boring to go with the winner, but some idiot just, I don't know, just faultless race from him. It looked a little tricky at one point when Hugo got past the traffic better than him, but some idiot closed the gap, got back to him, overtook him, and then Hugo kind of made a bit of a dive bomb into Lacombe, which went wrong for him. And yeah, I don't know. I think my pick would be some idiot just based on that. I don't know, faultless performance today.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with that. I mean, absolutely phenomenal drive from some idiot once again. He just does all the right things, remains composed under pressure, and fastest lap as well. So he's done the triple. Looks like race win, driver of the day, and fastest lap, just like me yesterday. So I'm up there.
Kind of with 0.937 seconds, but
yeah, he's so lucky I wasn't in this race today. I'm telling you.
Yeah. So, but yeah, there we have the results. So I think couple of honorable mentions to Legend, from P10 to P5, and then pretty much anybody who didn't pick up a time penalty. So some idiot Hugo, Alex Burbo,
yeah.
Terror as well, and Timo once again. But today it was not enough for points for Timo.
Yeah, Timo had a bit of a nightmare at the back. Tipsy Bob as well, and Nico and Noel were Chuckle Brothers at the back. They were having an absolute terrible time of it. But yeah, I mean, look at the top 10. I mean, Nicholas as well, getting that final points pen position. It wasn't easy. There was such a big battle at the back, for those last points pen positions. But yeah, all these drivers in the top 10, hats off to them. Pixel
Nick
as
is
well.
also on the pad now. He's gone off to college or university or whatever it is, and he's also on the pad along with Terra, I think.
Aye. Well, fair play to those guys for making the switch over. It's not easy when you're used to one form of controller for the game, and then you have to switch to a completely new one, and especially no assist on the pad. I just can't get my head around that. Do these guys have like six fingers?
That's something else, I think.
6 fingers in
Yeah.
each hand or something?
Johnny the Six Fingers from Korea.
Genetic mutations going on into SRL, but yeah, I think we'll switch then to the entry view screen, and it's time to get some of these fine fellows into the commentary booth, and hopefully I can get a chance to eat some of my pizza while we listen to these drivers tell us about their experience today. And I'm going to Young again. What do you reckon? See,
Some idiot if he's available. He's a race winner anyway, so.
yeah, he's currently streaming stuff on live. I wonder if I can yoink him in anyway and be.
It's something obscene. It's even better.
Well, we'll bring in Wow. He was the last guy on the podium there, so I'll bring him in while some idiots.
That's the way that they interviewed today in the race as well. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, we'll do that. I'll see if I'm trying to. I'll need to. I actually need to put him into another room so I can bring him down to another room, if you understand. Where is he? Wow, there. Hey, Wow, 125. How's it going, my man? You're joining Ocean Chief and Icewind in the commentary booth. What a race today we saw from all the drivers. That was quite something to witness. Great race from you. And I mean, you get the time penalty, and that really did cost you. But I think you got lucky in the end for how the other time penalties played out. And I mean, that incident that Hugo had, he was quite lucky as well. But I mean, just tell us about your race. What quali, dry race? How was it?
Well, chronologically, I want to start with the quali. We had a red quali yesterday in SLR as well, so I was kind of prepared. And the laps I did felt pretty good, and I think I left some 2 to 3 tenths somewhere. But other than that, I was very happy with quali. Yeah, P2 in the end was pleased with that. And for the race, the strategy was either soft to medium or medium to soft, and I went for soft to medium because I was hoping for an early safety car to go for mediums early, because they can last, I think, some 20 laps or something. So I was gambling on that one, but that didn't happen, unfortunately. Pace was pretty good, I think. I would have wished to get Hugo out of my DRS in the first few laps. Didn't quite manage to. Yeah, then the rest was just driving as fast as possible within the track limits. I overstepped them a few times, but it's fine in the end. And yeah, when I was on mediums, I didn't stand a chance on the soft runners. Yeah, and as I checked up penalties, I noticed that Danny had 9 seconds, where I had 6 at the time. So I stayed within 3 seconds of him to get at least a podium finish. Yeah, managed that, and pretty happy with the result.
Yeah, good job. Well, I mean, just from a spectator point of view and a commentator point of view, like seeing, the level of competition at the top there, and just how fine the margins are between all you guys is, I'm watching that race. I'm sometimes speechless, which isn't good for a commentator, because I'm supposed to be talking, but I'm like, kind of in awe of you guys. Like you're absolutely on the limit, and it's so like I love it. I love watching that. So good job for you. Yeah, but it's just those track penalties. It's like I just did a race in tier 2 there before, and I was trying to push, the pace. But when you know yourself, when there's that fine line between pushing the pace and then getting those warnings and those track penalties, and
Yeah.
at this level of competition for you guys, one track penalty can be the difference. And I think that's why I was saying, kind of lucky today, of how the penalties played out, because sometimes, even a free second time penalty is going to drop you out of the podium spot. But yeah, I mean, look at the guys you're up against here. Some idiot and Hugo and Danny Co and what I mean, it's just killers everywhere. So I guess steel sharpens steel. And yeah, I mean, how do you feel about your competition? Do you feel like on your day you can beat these guys, or are you feeling like like where do you rate them in terms of yourself?
Yeah, well, I think on war pace, some idiot and Hugo are still a little bit faster than me. I'd say roughly half a second per lap, roundabout. Like I'd say, pretty much on pace, if not a little bit faster than Danny. So that's where I see myself, like, as in those as V4, I see myself as the third fastest. But yeah, on a track I like, and on a good day, I may be able to beat both of them. Last race in Hungary, I was able to hold some idiot behind for like the full race, basically. So it's doable. I just need the track and a very good day, a very good performance, a good setup. But it's doable, I think. We'll see. Maybe it happens.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you definitely, I know it's been said before and it's probably played out somewhat, people are sick of hearing it, but you definitely bring the wow factor. You're one of my, like, whenever I see you on track, I'm like, I know it's going to be a good race, you know what I mean? You're going to be up there. You definitely have the pace to battle it out at the top, and, you definitely belong on the podium in these types of races. So it was good to see you, put it all together today and get that P3 position. So unless Ice, you want to ask if you any anything you want to add, or
No, I think I'll have to leave the interviews a little bit for you because my voice is failing me.
okay, yeah, Ice has been
Alright.
just flat out today doing like commentary, chiefing. He's
Okay.
we're wearing him out, yeah.
Commentary I do today, and then all the other stuff I've done today. So
Okay.
a little bit struggling with my voice here, but yeah, good race well today, and yeah.
Thank you.
No worries, man. We'll speak to you again soon, I'm sure, and we'll see you racing and again soon as well. You're both in SLR and 2SRL, so yeah, look forward to seeing you on Monza is the next one, yeah.
Well, I'm not there in both SLR and 2SLR next week, so.
Oh no.
But you see me again in Singapore, so in 2 weeks.
Okay, we'll keep an eye out for you. Thanks again for joining us in the commentary booth. Very much appreciate you spending a bit of time with us just to go
No
over your
problem.
race. We'll speak to you again soon, okay?
Yeah.
Cheers.
See ya.
Okay, so going down the order then, we've got it's Mr. Hugo's himself. You're joining myself, Ocean Chief, and Icewind in the commentary booth. Listen, Hugo, I mean, I was just going over, Wow's race there. I'm just saying, like, the level of competition here is absolutely, like, phenomenal. But you and some idiot, there's levels to this, and you guys are right at the top at the minute, in terms of SLR to SRL. Just tell us, like, what is it like, just week in, week out, being at that limit? Like, the race today played out how it did, but I mean, you guys are like at the margin, there can't be any room for error. And even with that incident you had today with some idiot, you still got P2 somehow, some way. So, I mean, what is the secret? Tell me the secret. You can PM it later. I'll send a bit of money your way if you want, a bit of gammon or something. But what is it? Is it practice? Is it just pure skill? Or, yeah, just tell us. Give us the answers.
I honestly have like no idea. Like the start of the game, I just had like instant good pace, and it's just carried over race by race.
Yeah, and I mean,
Like-
sorry, I was just going to say about the quali. Then it was full wet conditions. Did you do any practice for that, or were you comfortable enough, with that?
Well, I mean, if you remember the SLR race, then
Yeah,
yeah.
well, I suppose that's
Oh,
good practice. Yeah.
memory.
Yesterday, I don't remember that.
That was a day ago. So
You mean the race I won and you came P2? That one?
Yeah, the one where you won by like over a minute.
Yeah. But yeah, Hugo, tell us about that incident then you had with some idiot, because the lap previous, kind of, some idiot was going to go for the move, and somehow, some way, you managed to hold him off. We didn't catch everything on the second attempt, but obviously, I think in the background I kind of saw the contact. So just, give us a play-by-play from your point of view.
Well, I was pretty low on battery at that point, and I don't know. In my head, I thought I'll just send it and try and pass him. And but it was I'd say it was borderline. I kind of threw the car in. I lunged into the corner. Somebody could have left more space, but he wasn't entitled. Like, he didn't need to.
Yeah.
And I just clipped his rear wheel and went round.
Yeah, it was unfortunate, but I mean, I think you got lucky with some of those time penalties that other drivers around you had. You were able to kind of catch up a little bit. I think you got 2 seconds gained on Danico, but yeah, Danico's penalties in the end, you jumped up to P2 then. So, I mean, that's great for the championship. You're still in the fight there. But how are you feeling about that as we're heading towards the tail end of the season?
Yeah, I don't know. I've got 46 points to catch up
Yeah, it's a
in
tall order, but
7 races.
you know how it is in league racing though. Like all it takes is one issue, or this is,
Monza, anything can happen.
yeah.
Although,
Sorry, go ahead.
if I win the remaining races and Idiot comes second, then yeah, sure, it's doable. But right now, the past 4 races, Idiot has won, and I came second and behind him, like, every time.
Yeah, it must be frustrating, but just going by, like, obviously I'm not the kind of person to give you advice about winning championships or anything. But from what I hear of other people talking, it seems like, try not to put too much pressure on yourself. Just take one race at a time. Because you start thinking about it like that, then it can be quite frustrating, whatever. But as we say, anything can happen. Maybe some idiot walks outside today or tomorrow and falls over and breaks a leg or something,
Is that what you hope to happen?
See if that happens now. I'm gonna be like the most hated man ever. Hopefully he's not listening to this right now. But yeah, you know what I mean. It could, like one incident, one kind of bug even or glitch in the game, and it can just award you the 25 points. So you're right up there again. So yeah, keep your head in the game, and hopefully we'll see some race wins from you in the near future. We do have Monza, and what's the next one? Singapore after that. So how are you feeling about those tracks?
Monza is just gonna be the massive train from, I don't know, P1 to 10 or something, probably.
Yeah.
So that's just gonna be a mind game in terms of where you're at the right time. And Singapore, I am looking forward to. I really like the track, so hopefully I could maybe put it on pole and kind of dictate the pace, but I don't know.
Yeah, pole would be key there. If you can get in front at the start, it would be a big advantage for sure. But yeah, thanks for joining us in chat. I appreciate you taking the time to come in here and just go over your race with us. Congrats again on P2, and we will speak to you again soon, I'm sure.
Okay, buddy.
Okay. trap. So last but not least, I'm gonna bring in some idiot. Yeah, I don't know where to start, man. That was like another exhibition race from you, where you just did everything right. It,
That I will stop you right there, Mr. I did not do everything right. You saw lap 19.
well, we were talking to Hugo there. He says he felt that maybe you could left a bit extra space, but he felt that you didn't have to leave the space. So you know, maybe it's just one of those racing incidents. They do tend to happen. I mean, when you're racing at that high level, I expect that it's like it's going to be so tight. I mean, this, you know, it's going to be like millimeters, or the slightest adjustment on your wheel is, you know, is going to result in some contact. Some contacts can be a bit more potent than others, but yeah, just tell, you know, let's start from the start. Qualifying, full wets. How were you, you know, how did you approach that?
So for qualifying, I definitely just I made a minor tweak in the setup. I took a couple clicks of rear suspension out of the car because I had 111 for my normal dry setup, and I was already thinking of changing that even before the wet quali, and so I was at 1.9 and just tried to make that work. I mean, I think the car was good. I just didn't put the lap together. The car was a little darty on throttle, a little dicey, so I was just trying to take care of it best I could. But I mean, did the best lap I could. I invalidated a lap that was a 10th quicker, the lap right before my final run. But even still, I just did what I could in quali. Car was, I mean, I was could have wanted a little bit more, but in the race it was better. Definitely was better for the dry. Medium soft was 100% the way to go. Soft medium was just not. I could see why people were trying to do it. It worked out really great for Bance. Like that gave him. I think he finished P6 in the end, didn't he?
P8 with
he had
penalties.
penalties,
Yeah.
but P6 on track, yeah.
Okay, now I mean that worked out for him. He's able to stay with Danny, and then I mean it worked for WoW as well. But further down the pack, that contra strategy could have worked out, I think. And like I think everyone that tried to do the soft medium, the furthest one up was WoW, and then I think there's about 4 or 5 cars in between who did the medium soft. I think the soft medium was a weaker strategy, but I could see how it would work in some aspect. First stint, just tried to go as long. I was going to go as long as I could have, but just I was thinking of going one more even than when I pitted, but I also could see the gap to Danny, and if I'd gone one more, Danny would have undercut me, and I thought the track position wasn't going to be the track position would be worth it more than the 1 lap better tires, and then just try to make her way up from there. And then the incident with me and Hugo, like that's not what I want to have happen. Yeah, we were battling their lap before, and I kind of had that in the back of my mind where I gave space to the point where I put myself on the inside curb for Lacombe, and that could have caused something there, and just had that spinning in my head. And I mean, in the end, that's like I'm not trying to. I didn't want to cause an incident regardless. I mean, he got there. I thought he got his nose in. Maybe not even that. That was what I thought at the outset, and I took some more looks at it, and it's like I want to leave more space in hindsight, because I tried to turn out last second even on my end, and I just I didn't do it quick enough. It's unfortunate. I hate that. Don't want to cause an incident, especially when it's for the race win. That's not how I want to drive, and that's what bugs me. It's my fault. It's my fault. If it's not, well, it's not. But I just don't want to cause that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can get where you're coming from, but like I say, you know, these things do happen sometimes, and you know, the racing between you and Hugo in particular is so close that unfortunately these things may happen. And I don't think anyone who's watching the stream or who watched that race was like, yeah, some idiot made a bad move or whatever. You know, even though we caught the lap before, we caught that battle into, you know, after the Camel Straight.
Yeah.
And it was, that was something else. I mean, the fact that Hugo was able to hold off your charge there was, that was amazing. And then the lap after, didn't catch it quite on stream. I think in the background we kind of saw it. Yeah.
Actually, I took a look at the stream, and before this, I was taking a look and see what you guys had for POV on it. I saw it looked like just like kind of Denny's POV because he also had that. He put that in
Yeah.
discussion. We're looking at that. I looked at Hugo's view of it. I have my view of it, and like I said, if it's a racing incident or not, in general, I don't want to cause an incident, even if it doesn't wind up being my fault, because
Yeah.
that's just
Yeah.
not what I want to have happen when I race. Quite simply, that's just something I believe in. If I can avoid an incident, I'm going to try to avoid an incident. That's just how I try to drive. So
Yeah, I can completely agree with you there. But I mean, the way that I saw it, I was riding on board with Hugo there. He probably, I don't know, it seemed a little bit of a dive from him, but yeah, really hard to call.
you mind if I say something about that a little bit? I think it's also kind of ties into how F1 Codemasters contact model, not contact model, damage model is.
Mm.
That kind of move can work in real life racing because the car on the outside is like there is an innate risk of them getting damage if they do not turn out of that. Because if the other car just sends it into their side pod, well, they're also going to get a puncture and get some side pod damage and all of that. And in this kind of with Codemasters, that's just not something that exists. It just does not happen, and maybe that's just kind of the innate part of the contact model. It's something I don't personally. I don't agree with that kind of part of the contact model. I think there should be that kind of innate risk. If you're going to go for that, well, then the other car just shouldn't be at like completely invulnerable to any sort of damage. If that happens, it's just limitation of the damage model, limitation of that. I mean,
you can only have damage in the front wing or your wheels, but
exactly, and you can't shear a tire off.
In that sense.
And you can't shear a tire off most times with that kind of contact. That's just how Codemasters F1 is. But yeah, like I guess I could say it's just don't want that to happen. That's not what I want to have happen, and maybe that's just fault of the damage model. I don't know. I want to have some sort of reasoning for it behind it, kind of some sort of I'd say some sort of closure, symbolic closure.
Well, on a lighter note, did you know that me and you have something in common, Samariat? And that
what do you have? What do we have?
Well, today you did the fastest lap, you did the race win, and you got driver of the day. And I don't know if you saw yesterday's SLR Tier 1 race, but I also...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Triple crown, bro. Let's go.
Champions. This is the commentary booth of champions.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah. So, hello, brother.
Teach me the ways. Teach me your ways.
I can't give away the secret of the 0.9 lap time. You know, that's up my sleeve now. But
dang it.
Joking aside, man, I want to say, like, you're such a nice guy. You know, like everybody who interacts with you in the community has nothing but positive things to say about you. And I think you're kind of well, maybe there's
maybe I can scrounge up a few people. I'm not a saint. I'm not a saint, friend.
No, but I mean, like, even your reaction to the Hugo incident, it just shows you what a nice guy you are. You know, you're not one of these, like, sometimes you get these guys and it's all ego and, oh, I'm the fastest guy and blah, 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 and they're showing off and all this kind of, you're very, like, much, like an inspirational figure to a lot of people. You share your setups, you'll give advice, you're constantly, involved in the community and stuff. So from a point of view of it, I'm sure Bance will agree with me, like, from a point of view of a league admin, it's just great to see that in the community, to have someone with such a kind of high status as yourself, kind of share the love in the community. And
I want to say one thing on that, and I know we're kind of going on we're kind of in a bit of a ramble at this point, so you cut me off it as you wish to. But
I love rambles.
a lot of people that are like really, really quick in the community, a lot of them are younger folk.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm not like I've been at the point that they have been at in terms of just mental maturity.
Yeah.
And you gotta learn these lessons. I've learned them. I think I've learned them the hard way, time or two. That's just that's just all about human development and human nature and that kind of component of it. And I mean, I'm never going to be as quick as some of the esports guys. That's just never going to happen, and I'm at peace with that. But it's just, yeah, I think it's just part of it is human nature, human development, and I'm not perfect. I don't say all the nice words, all the nice things when I'm racing. That's just not. That's something I'm just I admittedly is a fault of me, and I think a lot of people they have those kinds of faults. So that's like I said, part of human nature, human development, and I don't know, just something I kind of wanted to tag on to that. Like
Yeah,
I'm
well,
still learning, they're still learning.
well, you know, like I say, like Icewind as well. I think you kind of guys are quite similar, you know, and maybe age. I don't know what age you are, somebody, but
22.
20. I thought the way you were talking there, you were like 30, 40 or something. But
No.
wow, that's even more impressive. Like you're
Oh,
so young, and you know, you've got
wee bit older than that, 35.
yeah.
You guys got a few years on me.
Yeah, don't I know it? I hear about it every day.
It's my excuse for being so slow nowadays.
Well, that's another topic altogether. We could spend a lot of
He
time
says
on.
that he'll win the next race he takes part in, but
No.
He's 0.1 behind you in Spa TT currently, and he's apparently very slow. So I don't know how he gets that conclusion. But yeah, like I mean,
We're not talking about me now, come on.
yeah, I guess we are rambling on a bit here, but I just want
Yeah,
like you to know, like you know, and Icewind as well. I see both you guys as really influential figures in the community and really positive ones at that. And I think that's what we need. You know, we need guys that are willing to help others and be so involved and you know contribute in a lot of ways that you probably don't even you know realize you're doing yourselves. You know, but what I'll end on, somebody has some good news is that we're bringing back the Gammon Run, and I hope to see. Yes, I hope to see you there because it's always a good bit of fun. But yeah, I think that's it. You know, I think we'll wrap up there. We're probably approaching the 2 hour mark on the stream.
yeah, I say go ahead. I'll jump out. I'll let you guys wrap up things. Thanks for having me. Great talk with both of you.
You take it easy, man. Take it easy.
Always good to talk to you.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Yep. So there we have it, Ice. What a great race. Glad I actually got to commentate that one. That was good. I always enjoy commentating with yourself. And what a great race we had
A lot of fun
today.
Indeed. Plenty of action. So I've commentated 2 races today. Both of them were really good. A lot of action. Lots of overtakes. Changing weather conditions. Yeah, you know, battles for the lead of the race and stuff like that. So absolutely great today.
Yeah, so that's a week of Spa over for EGL. We move on to the next one. It's Unrelentless, charged towards the end of the calendar. But next up is Monza, so we'll be seeing that throughout the week. The scheduling is in the video description, and I'd like to say thanks to all the people watching or who have made it this far. I know Dragon's one of them. Yeah, always like to see
Probably
him.
About the fall.
But yeah, always good to see, you know, get support from the guys in the community. I hope we're doing a good job. Any feedback is welcome as long as it's constructive and not just your crap. Get that guy off the mic, shut it down. But yeah, on that note, we will wrap it up for there. So tomorrow we're coming back for ACC and 2SRL. And of course, Tuesday we're back at F1 again. It will be 2SRL Tier 3. So tune in and watch out for that one, guys. It's been a pleasure. From me and Ice, we'll speak to you later. Bye bye.